Kia ora koutou and welcome to the geospatial field trip here in Christchurch. Right now, you're in a very impressive modern building. It's the Epic Centre in central Christchurch. Now this is Tim Hatherley-Green. Morning, Tim.
How you doing? Hello.
Now he is an open data guru, basically. He specialises in open data for Land Information New Zealand here in Christchurch. Now, Tim, why have you brought us to this very cool building?
Well, the Epic Centre was one of the first buildings that was rebuilt after the earthquake, and it was designed as a hub, a collaborative hub for lots of different companies to come together and work on cool things like technology and things about data. And it's really this innovation space, so people can work on those big questions that kind of challenge us in the way that the future is going to play out. So it seemed appropriate.
Especially here in Christchurch when there's such a huge rebuild going on. So you talk about open data. What is open data?
Well, let's start with data. So data is all things text, video, music, our computers, our phones, all rely on data. So when you look at a screen, it's displaying data. Data is text on a page. It really, data is everything. When you put open in front of it, what that means is that data, the person that has created that data is saying, well, I'm going to let you use this data, so I'm giving you permission. So it's like, I own this phone, this is like data, and I say to you, Shelley, I'm going to give you permission to use my phone. I still own the phone, but I'm saying you can reuse it. So it's the same thing with data. Government agencies create a whole lot of data, and they're saying to us, the public, go and reuse it. Go and see what cool things you can do with it.
Okay, so the government still owns the data. So if I'm going to use it, what do I have to do? It's free, but is there anything I have to do to acknowledge that ownership?
Well, you can do things like, you can say, hey, look, this government agency produced this data, so that's called attribution, or I'm acknowledging that someone's had it. Or I have to, if I consume that data, I have to pass on the same rights. So if I do something with it, I have to say to someone else, you can use the data in the same way.
Yeah, so giving credit. Okay, so if you're trolling around the internet, how do you know whether something is open data or not?
Well, there are licenses on the bottom of most web pages, and most web pages have an all rights reserved copyright. But on government data, more and more we're seeing that Creative Commons licenses are used. So these are things like CC BY or CC share alike, and you can find out more at creativecommons.org.nz. So some of the cool things you can do with data, I thought I'd just touch on that. So real-time traffic information has been released here in Christchurch, so I can look on a map and I can see what traffic congestion there is in real time. Also, I can pull up an app that the local or the regional council has produced, and it lets me look at when the next bus is coming. So I can press a button and see, the bus arrives in 2 minutes. And again, that's made possible because of open data.
Yeah, very cool, very effective. And you can imagine here in Christchurch, open data is going to really help with the rebuild because people are going to be able to share information and make things more efficient. You might want to check out some open data yourself. You can go to, I've got it written down here so I'd remember, data.govt.nz, and you can make an actual data request. Anywhere in the country you might be interested in bus timetables or where the nearest sports field is or running track. Make your own data request and see what you come up with.